Oh, dear.
Bryce, shut that damn TV off. Thanks, man.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to episode 27 of Oh Dear, presented by Bo's Bar and Stage. This episode, not only sponsored by Hung Uke Ukrainian Kitchen, it's actually where we are recording our entire episode tonight. Owner Bryce Prysunka, as you could tell, him and Lundy have a great relationship already. That was a very nice way to introduce our host, Lund.
Yeah, well, I mean, just shut your TV off.
Are you going to talk in your microphone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no. Yeah, like Bryce has already got me off my game tonight by having that TV on. So, I mean, tonight's going to be a write-off, I think.
We are. It's a very cool spot, brand new. We're going to talk with Bryce in a little bit. And being in the restaurant, of course, you're going to hear a bunch of different background noises and stuff. And I know if these guys know, if you know me, it's going to make my butthole pucker a little tighter, knowing that I might have to edit out all of this. So if you hear some background noise, we apologize. But I also think it's kind of cool. You just get the full experience of recording on a Monday night in a Ukrainian restaurant.
I mean, come on, guys. We're live on location here.
We're on location.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're live right now. I guess when you're listening, we're not live anymore. Man, this whole past tense, present tense thing is just mind-boggling.
You'll get it soon. Yeah, Communal Creative Studios, our home base, unavailable for a couple weeks. So we're here. We're doing the interview. We decided to do the whole episode, and I'm excited for it because I am surrounded by all of my favorites. I'm not talking about you guys. We got sausage, we got pierogies.
And borscht.
It shouldn't have been so funny, but it was. A little bit of layoff between episodes again, and because after 2 years of dodging it, I guess I lost the bet, guys. First one to get COVID, so we obviously had to take a little bit of an extra break. Luckily, didn't get very sick. Good news for the rest of you. I'm going to be a real treat tonight because I'm still a little tired and cranky from having COVID. So
that's nothing different from the last 26 episodes we recorded.
All right. Well, you're used to it. So I'm Ted Emmett, joined by, well, the human version of a pierogi because he's doughy and always full of potatoes. Dustin Moore, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I think what they say on sports teams now is when they don't have COVID and they're ill, the non-COVID illness. I'm just coming off an extremely brutal man cold for about 10 days, but I'm here with you boys and I'm excited to get some sausage in me.
And have something to eat. Hey, the good news, because we've got the man who puts the hung in Hung Uke, as in the whole time we're here, his feet hung 6 inches off the floor. Kevin Walsh, how's it going?
All right, thanks, Kevin.
I'm doing great, Ted, thanks.
And the man who puts food in his mouth all the time, Ryan Lund, how's it going?
Yeah, I did it again today. Had lunch, and then I think Bryce is going to treat us to a little Ukrainian delicacy here after we're done recording.
And no coworker Erin with us tonight, which is ironic. One of the only out of our group who is Ukrainian, and I think she eats pierogies 5 out of 7 days a week. But Andrew Russell, I don't think you can do worse than the last time you were our ad reader, so welcome back.
I'm just here for the beer and sausage, Ted.
We got my name right, so you're doing better already.
I almost didn't get it right.
And I guess for the people listening at home, it is, episode 2, edition number 2 of the Andrew Russell Salon, where, of course, you get to do my hair before every episode. What did you do for us tonight?
I had this kind of vision in my head of kind of a Dragon Ball Z look where it was going to be like all straight up and spiked, but your hair is like way too long and way too curly. And I'm actually realizing hairstyling is way harder than I expected. So shout out to all the hairstylists out there. Mega props. Ted's hair is a real bitch to deal with.
That's my life every single day. And that's why I'm a 34-year-old who wears a backwards hat everywhere. Plus, I look cool.
Hey, nothing wrong with a backwards hat.
That's why I said it looks cool.
So this hairstyle, like you look like you could be in the movie Grease.
I was just thinking that. I was actually I was going for Dragon Ball Z.
I feel like you'd be a backup dancer in the Grease Lightning song.
He's one leather jacket away from being Grease Lightning.
Thank you for the compliments. That's a great movie / musical.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that good. Like I think you could be the next John Travolta though.
Yeah, no thank you, Lund.
What's wrong with the movie? Can we get into Get Real right now?
Let's get real.
Yeah,
Shooting the breeze.
So I'll tell you my problem with that movie is everyone in that movie is like 45 years old and they're all playing high school
It
kids.
is true. That is.
So Ted, you would actually fit right in playing a high school kid.
Yeah, you 45-year-old man.
Did you like Lord of the Rings, Lund?
I actually did, yes.
And did you believe that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Peter Jackson is a magician.
All right.
Well, let's move on. Yeah.
Still in the intro. We're so good at cutting these intros down to make them quicker. But being on location, obviously, Ryan and Riley from Communal Creative Studios have a well-deserved episode off from our crap. And a shout out to Ryan, who is now, hopefully by the time this comes out, a little more recovered, but just had his appendix out, which is a heck of a way to get a bit of a break. But he needed it. Ryan, we wish you the best. I wish there was a little bit better way for you to get a couple well-deserved days off, but rest up and we'll see you next episode.
And for those keeping score at home, that's Ryan Cooley who had his appendix out, not Ryan Lund. So I'm fine.
I think everyone assumed by the fact that you've talked 12 times already in this episode that you're not the one not here because of appendicitis.
Oh, you can still talk with appendicitis, Ted.
I think we really do need to change gears to a serious note. So let's move in to the Glad Game.
The Glad Game is brought to you by Louis Corvo of Warren Sinclair LLP, a Central Alberta law firm dedicated to helping all its clients achieve their business and personal goals. Learn more at warrensinclair.com. Suck it, Aaron.
You got somewhere to be? That was lightning fast.
Oh, was that too fast?
Go Grease Lightning.
I was trying to be efficient. I was trying to get caught up after the intro delays, so
No, it was great.
I could do it in French because Louis is French.
Okay.
You want
say
Dustin to yell at you in Spanish? All right. So now let's go a little bit serious note here because we have something to be glad about. We talked about this probably right around a year ago, and a little bit old news by the time this comes out. But again, with the layoff we had, still want to talk about it and follow up with this because I think we remember a year ago, Red Deer Public Schools, the Board of Trustees voted not to have a dedicated Pride Week and instead was it a Diversity Week? I think they decided on and obviously upset a lot of people. Kudos to them though, because I think we all agreed a mistake was made. They went back, they looked at it, and people in leadership positions won't often admit they made a mistake or change a decision because that means admitting making a mistake, but they did. And now Red Deer Public Schools will officially endorse a Pride Week in June. We know kind of, how many people it upset last year when that decision was made. So I just think great to see and good on Red Deer Public Schools for going back and rethinking that and making the right choice.
Yeah, I think they got this one right. I think, education and awareness to this should be at the forefront and making everyone feel comfortable. I look back to when we grew up, and not that I ever would say anything to offend anyone, but just some of the words that we just weren't aware were harming some people that may not have felt comfortable, coming out. And so having that actual education and awareness nowadays just brings so much more awareness, I guess is probably the right word, to all these people who may be using words or different phrases that can be harming people that they never would know. So I think they got it right. I wish we had it kind of back in the day, and I'm really glad that it's changing for the better and for everyone to be able to live comfortably.
Like, this was such a simple decision for them to make. Like, this is a layup. Sure, there's always going to be people that are going to be offended or argue on this, but it's 2022. I mean, having a Pride Week is not going to be negatively affecting anyone. So about time they actually stepped up and did it. So it is a year too late, but at least they're doing it now.
Yeah, again, they have an updated policy and they created a sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression advisory committee. So that's another huge step forward too, right? Is now to have those voices made up of students, teachers, parents to, advise, right? And help move forward with this. And yeah, so I think that's great.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Ted, that it's great. And I love that all these different organizations and businesses have come up with committees and diversity committees and how to move forward with this. But let's be honest, be a legit human being here. And who cares who somebody loves or the color of their skin? I'll never be able to wrap my head around how that affects anyone at any given time. So take a look in the mirror and just try and be a good human being when you leave your house every day, and we'll hopefully get out of this shit storm that is racism and sexism and everything that goes with that one day. And and hopefully in the near future.
Obviously, something we could talk about a little while again, and I know everyone's different. Everyone comes from different walks of life, so a lot of people probably aren't happy with that decision. But I think we've got to move forward, and hopefully some more education comes with that. Well, with that, this is kind of neat because we're already here. We're already at Hung Uke, episode sponsor. So we're going to bring in Bryce Prysunka, the owner. Dustin, you're going to lead this interview. I am going to give Bryce my microphone and my spot. So take it away.
Thanks, Ted. We're here with local entrepreneur, once first responder here in Red Deer, Bryce Prysunka, our newest partner here with O'Deer. Bryce, thanks for having us at the restaurant.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for coming out and giving her shit, I guess.
Well, let's start from the beginning. Where does Hung Uke come from, and how did you get yourself involved in Ukrainian cuisine?
Well, I can first start off with just saying with the cuisine that as Prysunka being the last name, come from a Ukrainian family on my dad's side and also on my mom's side. She was a Drapaka. So ever since growing up, it was pierogies and cabbage rolls and just all that fun goodness and smells in the house. So I grew up with that cooking and, just kind of a love, there's lots of cooking at the fire halls and stuff too. So I just figured, why not now? And honestly, Red Deer, Central Alberta doesn't even really have like an authentic, Ukrainian cuisine where it's handmade from scratch. So that's why I figured, well, why not? Let's start her out and what's there to lose? So that's how we started out. And so, yeah, a lot of recipes and stuff handed down. And of course we got that done and we needed a name. So when I kind of thought about this, if people understand my humor, I sometimes put my foot in my mouth and things like that in the past, but it is what it is. I don't have a filter. So yeah, I figured, why I'm going to be doing this. So we'll back up just a little bit. I have a girlfriend and she is Hungarian. So I said, absolutely. So Hungarian and Ukrainian and similar, growing up very into, the recipes and traditions and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so we can serve a bit of Hungarian food and some Ukrainian food. So now we're on track here. So anyways, but I had this in my brain all along. So if people understand and see, there's a little fat figure we'll call. His name's Mitro. Yeah. Sorry, bud. Sorry, Ted. We gotta go to. So that's Mitro. So Mitro Heshka would be his name, and he has a ring of kubasa on his pants, and that is the Hung Uke, and that is what came up with the name. And as well for the PG version, for some people, it's Hungarian and Ukrainian food as well. So Hung Uke, Ukrainian kitchen. So there you go, Dustin. That's how the story in a nutshell is.
Well, me, Lundy, and Ted, we came in, a couple weeks ago and had lunch for the first time here, and the food was fantastic. But I heard you tell that story to some older ladies that were at the till, and you had them just in stitches. So we said you had to repeat that story here for the podcast and for some of our listeners, and it's as good the second time.
Absolutely. There was the first week we were here, and my mom, of course, Bob Arlene, she helps, and my dad, Guido Sherwin, they're helping. And so it was just me and my mom. It was early. I don't know, it was like 11:30, lunch hour starting. And there's me talking to this individual. And my mom's like, Bryce, like she knows my filter. She's like, you gotta kind of, like it's your store kind of thing. And
reel it in,
Bryce. Reel it in. There was a guy a woman, a nice gal, probably like 75 years old, being like, come over here. Where is it? Is it taped to your leg? Sit down. And she's going, and my mom's like, Bryce, you can't talk like that. I'm like, it's not me. It's this. And she comes out and sees this gal, and she's just same thing, right? She's going with it. She's just, embracing whatever it is. And I was like, actually, it's taped down to my shin here, but but anyways, yeah, it's not to offend anybody. It's, it's a play on words, but it's edgy. It is what it is. And yeah.
So Bryce, did you draw what's his name again? Mitro?
Mitro.
Did you draw Mitro then?
I did not draw Mitro. No, it's not hard to find.
It looks like some pretty quality clip art.
Yeah, a little bit of quality clip art with some editing. Absolutely. You betcha.
So when did you guys officially open Hung Uke? And kind of what's been the response from the community so far?
Well, it's been February of 2020, I guess, would be when, it would be 21, I can't remember, but just over a year ago now. So it'd be 21 that, I kind of seriously looked into finding a location, things like that. So it would have been April of 21 is when we poured the foundation, I guess, for this place for all of my sinks and things like that, and got all the plumbing. So we were up and running for that. So we had the summer, it was COVID. It was touchy on a few things, if we were getting manufacturing things getting sent. So that was touchy, but all I guess it'd be the trade workers and stuff. They worked hard. They didn't get COVID and shut us down kind of thing, and like delay work, honestly, because it was happening. But no, we were open for business October 5th, 2021. And it was right before Thanksgiving, and actually our hours were from 10 to 3 on Saturdays, but we actually sold out of food the first weekend or whatever for the Thanksgiving weekend. So that was my first time ever doing that. So, I can't say enough for the folks of Red Deer and Central Alberta to come in and support us. And then we did Christmas, Ukrainian Christmas. And then now into the spring, it's getting warmer, and the development and everybody, it's a lot more foot traffic and people don't know we're here. So can't ask for anything better. So yeah, we actually just celebrated 6 months here on the 5th. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. That's, honestly, 6 months, and, especially starting in a pandemic, and honestly kind of just starting out kind of in business and kind of figuring out what it's going. And you know what? It's just for anybody who's, hesitant to do any of this. Honestly, all you need is a bit of structure and take a chance, because I have no university economics or anything finance degrees. I got a little bit of life experience now, and just like this guy,
passion.
Yeah, I'm just like this guy, I just figure stuff out. But honestly, anybody who was thinking and scared to do it, a couple of years ago, I wasn't doing this, I was, in the hospitals and stuff like that. So, it's been awesome. It's been a good change, and I'm looking forward to the future and spreading and growing in the community for sure.
So for those of us that might not know everything about Ukrainian food, just give us a brief overview of kind of the different foods that you guys serve here.
Absolutely. So basically, a lot of people, they kind of first see the name, they understand, they come show up, and they're like, oh, we thought you were maybe bigger. They just don't know what to expect. So basically, if anybody's kind of unsure what we are here, we're kind of just like you say, a Ukrainian kitchen. The kitchen, you can see into the back. I mean, it's just some household ovens and stuff like that. It's done up just like, a kitchen. And so we have dining here for 8 during the day. So you can dine in. We're fully licensed as well. You can come, you can order ahead, or you can come in and order food hot to go. And then we also have our coolers with frozen, all handmade from scratch in the store. And you can cook yourself. And we have some sausages and pepperonis, some Hungarian sausages. It's all handmade, custom for us through Castellan Fine Meats up in Ardrossan, gluten-free, MSG-free. So yeah, we have pierogies. We got pierogies for take home to cook yourself. We got, again, handmade from scratch. Dough, very velvety, just need a fork to cut. Potato, aged cheddar cheese. We have potato onion. We have sauerkraut. And we have cottage cheese, and that's dry cottage cheese from the farm. Yes.
Sounds like you're just going out over the entire menu right
now.
No,
that's important, man. People like the pierogies. They got to know that stuff.
I felt like I was at this high class restaurant, and you're just telling me all the specials.
That's just the pierogies, man. We got to tell you that.
I thought Lundy was about to rip you for your cottage cheese treatment.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm ready to order actually.
Let's go.
I'll have 60 cottage cheese pierogies, please.
And you can take those home and cook them yourself.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, but absolutely. So no, like you were saying, we got pierogies, and then we have different types of cabbage rolls, nalesnike, which we'll find out later. And we also have, some, as we're growing, we have some handmade pastries, things like that, poppy seed rolls, things like that. We're always making from scratch. So it's a little bit of a revolving door on some of our pastries, but kind of the main staples as well. For the Hungarian side, we have definitely Hungarian goulash, as well as fried cabbage and noodles. And we have for take home some Hungarian farmer sausages. And as well, probably one of our number one sellers, it's our borscht. Can't say enough about our borscht. We sell it by the liters. So yeah, definitely hot borscht, hot goulash at all times. And you can also take it home.
Bryce, what's the maximum amount of liters of borscht you can purchase at one time? Is there a cap on that?
You know what? If someone likes it enough and they want to order ahead, we can make it by the vat, man. But I don't know. I think I've sold up to 4 liters for somebody at one time. And you got to kind of think for the other customers. But I mean, depends on what time of day it is. But
Hey, man, if they're willing to pay you, take their money and give it to
yes, I know. Yeah. So no, but I think it's been about 4 liters somebody's bought. 4 liters at one time.
No, do they bring their own like bowl or their own container? Like, you know how...
Yeah, a 4-liter bowl.
You know how like Tim
you.
Hortons...
That would be a milk jug.
They can just, milk jug would work. But you know how Tim Hortons, you can bring your own mug and they fill it with coffee?
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
if they just bring like a
whatever.
60-liter container? And
They sure could. Yeah, no.
Okay.
You know, we sell it by the liter, like a liter of Cola Farva. We got one of them. Borscht. But actually, we were thinking of the environment a little bit. I know it's been on social media a little bit, but if you bring back your original 1 liter container with the lid, we'll give you your next either liter of goulash or borscht for 10% off. So yeah, and
That's just like the growlers.
exactly. Yeah, I told you this shit's like gold, man. It's this borscht. It's a good thing, man.
Lundy, you can reuse your milk jug.
yeah.
Yeah, Lundy, you were onto something there. Good question.
No, I'm just thinking for all those borscht fans out there, load up.
There you go.
So Bryce, we learned a little bit about your menu. I was doing some research on your guys' website, and you actually have some services that you can kind of book little private events or private gatherings, meetings, where you can come in and use the seating for 8 and maybe get some food. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. During certain hours, we have seating for a limited amount, and then definitely after hours we can do functions that we can turn our dining space into a little bit actually larger than 8. We can go 12 comfortably, 14 a little snug, but 12 comfortably, and for that, because as our people may see, our hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 3. Sunday, Monday, we're closed. Monday's a big production day for us. So honestly, for suppers, like people are just getting off work, things like that. So that's why, again, we encourage people calling from like work and call ahead and say, pick up some hot food at 5:30. That's what we're seeing a lot of. So we've actually just done another one of these this past Saturday, and we've done, I believe, 3 now. But if you give us a few weeks notice and kind of what menu close to, we can definitely turn this into a 12 person, more higher end with, the whole 9 yards with tablecloths, things like that. And if anybody kind of wants to get more of a, Ukrainian Hungarian experience, we'll cook more food that we don't offer in-house just during the day. And that's where someone can come in and go over a menu and go over what kind of maybe wines or anything like that. And especially as well, we are licensed for corkage. So if somebody wants to come in and do a graduation or some sort of promotion or whatnot, stag ed or whatever, come on in. They can bring their own like champagne, like that's okay as well. So yeah, definitely it's something we don't hesitate. Just give us a few week notice and a little bit of what's going on, and we can definitely have about 12 to 14 absolutely, and give a more of a custom VIP authentic meal for sure.
So if a bachelorette party comes and they say, we want Metro to be the entertainment,
I'll show up.
Done deal. I got a shirt in the back. We might have to let out a few seams, but we're good.
I don't need a shirt.
You'll need a piece of Cuba sauce.
Yeah, that's right.
the whole roll.
Here's a good question for you, Bryce. We're sitting here. I'm staring at Red Deer Fire Station 4, and we'll go back to your time previous to Hung Uke. Do you ever look outside and miss your previous career at all?
Honestly, I do and I don't. I started in the fire service, emergency services at an earlier age, my early 20s. And now that I'm, into my mid to late 30s, it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of grind with the hours. So it was a change to be home every night. Essentially, I know it's a cliche, but it's something that I have a 6-year-old boy. I got to see him on Christmas 25th for the second time, on the dates, right? So that's been good. I do miss the screwing around and a little bit of that. I can't really do that with a bunch of like older women that I work with daily. They might, you know what? It's something I do miss, but I'm excited for a new, a new career, a new chapter in my life. Like I say, any first responders, even registered nurses, anybody of that, fire, paramedics, come in. Like I say, I put it on social media. Everybody gets a 10% discount for their first responders. So I miss the horsing around and shit like that, but I can't do that now. I have to kind of grow up now a little bit. So yeah, I miss it, but I don't.
So you mentioned you have some ladies in the back helping you cook. So how much cooking and baking do you actually do here, or are you just the face of the business?
No. I could make everything that they do, but I would be very slow. And that's something that I'm proud of. You gotta, like, if you kind of understand how things are going, you would know too with like your merchandise and stuff. I got to understand how all this was made and how things are from scratch. So you have to have it and kind of know what the hell's going on, right? So I can make it, but not to that extent in the quickness. But
you could make it with all the love.
Absolutely,
that requires.
Absolutely. For myself, I make the goulash. Like, I'm exclusive. I make the goulash here, the Hungarian goulash as well. Between myself and my dad, Guido Sherwin, we make the borscht. So those are the two things that I 100% make all times. And then I'll help out the gals, pinching pierogies or rolling cabbage rolls, or simply get them the flour and get them all the ingredients ready. So yeah, that's about my extent. But then absolutely, I'm the one putting everything in the oven, doing all the cooking essentially, the boiling of the water and the pierogies. So I'm kind of like a hybrid, I guess. It's kind of a full-time, everybody sharing it and kind of how it works. Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Or Bryce of all trades.
Yeah, janitor and waiter and front staff and everybody. But no, honestly, it's been a good experience with my mom and my dad. And yeah, a few other gals that actually, like you were asking, they are originally from the Ukraine. So, they've been here for a few years now. It's awesome to work with them, and I'm definitely learning some Ukrainian again, but to watch them do their trade, it's like I couldn't have asked for anything better than, like, essentially when I was building the store, there was a gal who dropped off her resume, and it was like, and she was originally from the Ukraine, culinary trained from the Ukraine. So I was like, okay, can't ask for anything better.
So that brings up another question. Does Red Deer or Central Alberta have a fairly big Canadian Ukrainian population?
Absolutely. Edmonton for sure. And like northeastern Alberta, like that's probably, I would say, maybe the most kind of populated. I mean, you look, you have Vegreville, which has a Ukrainian Easter egg. And of course you have originally where I'm from, Glendon, with the world's largest pierogi. And especially too, I guess when they immigrated, right? But there's definitely a large amount. And I think honestly, by opening up the store, you get like all these people kind of coming out of the woodwork a little bit saying like, we've been waiting a long time for this. And we get a lot of people from Saskatchewan and around everywhere. And it's interesting listening to their stories and just hearing all like, their recipes from their babas and stuff like that. And it's very interesting to see them, like you say, the Ukrainian and Hungarian cuisine, like people want their pierogies and they want them like handmade from scratch, and then they're willing to come. And so that's what I'm learning. I should have been doing this years ago. Well, but that's okay.
So Bryce, doors have been open now for 6 months. We had chatted earlier tonight before the interview started about just all the little things that go into starting a small business like this. What's been your biggest learning, I guess, through the first 6 months of running this business? Like I say, honestly, there was a few years there I was stepped away for a little bit, but off and on, from 04 to 2021, I was, licensed, in Alberta to, work on an ambulance and fire truck, things like that. So as a young guy starting out, it was like, holy shit, like this is real life. And you learn real quick. You get thick skin. You like, again, put your foot in your mouth a few times. You look like an idiot, but you look people in the eye and you learn your lesson and you be that better man. And that, it kind of is embarrassing, but you get that victory in learning. So honestly, when all those years, like I say, of life experience and just being a people person, going on fire calls, learning, seeing the public, I found simple to say, especially the pandemic, but I have no idea about a lot of commercial kitchen shit. And all I did was call people and explain what I was doing and had a conversation with them.
And they're like, great. And they helped me. And so then I was like, okay, that's off my checklist. I don't know anything about ventilation. I learned about that. So it was just small steps. And I thanked them for being patient. And then once it all got together, it was a shit ton of work. Don't get me wrong, but it was very organized for me. So I didn't get above my head. You just have to be organized. And then it was like, you put it all together. And the biggest thing for me is I had somebody help. I hired somebody to help me with all like my permits and all my blueprints and stuff like that, because that has to be all legit. And I have no idea how to do that. So that was from the start. Get a good foundation, invest in the right ways. And that's what I did, is for where it would go. So yeah.
That's pretty cool that you've got a network of people that you can rely on to ask for help. Because yeah, I'm sure there's a million things that go into starting a business like this. And I mean, it just sounds like you just got to go for it and do it and not be afraid to screw up. So it looks great. Congrats. I mean, it sounds like it's been a big success so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I couldn't ask for anything better. I'm excited. We haven't, it's April now. We opened in October, so we even had a summer yet. And like I say, as things are growing in Red Deer and the subdivision and everywhere else, we're excited to see the patrons come in and during the summer months, and we'll grow from there. And like you say, with you, it's interesting and it's fun to have business grow and see where it goes. So yeah, why not be here in Red Deer? And that's like I say again, the biggest thing is, I know people want a Olive Garden, but you'll never get one of those. So I figured, what the hell, let's start a Ukrainian shop. Yeah, April Fools, I remember that shit, that we're getting an Olive Garden. But yeah, no, I'm proud to open the doors, especially too as a young entrepreneur, honestly, kind of not knowing what the hell was going on. But like I say again, you just take it step by step. So like, honestly, if anybody is kind of teetering, saying I hate my job and I want to try something and take a chance, well, it's honestly, it's not hard. So just do it the right way, and you gotta be passionate, and working for yourself is awesome.
So do you have any events coming up over the spring or summer here? I know you were thinking of doing a couple different things.
Yeah. In the past here, we did for the Danes Rodeo, we sponsored the barrel racing. I'm probably going to be doing that again for this year as well. Like I say, again, it's just April and starting out, but I don't know to what extent, gentlemen, but I have a nice idea. I want to go through you guys maybe. I don't know exactly to what extent, like you say, again, maybe for this year, but for future years, it could be a good event, I think. I was thinking maybe during Westerner days, everybody kind of is doing a pancake breakfast, shit like that. Well, we got
shit like that.
Yeah. Well, let's be different. We got a parking lot. So
nowhere else has a parking lot.
No one else has a parking lot, right? Of course, but no. So we got parking lot space, everything. And so instead of doing pancake breakfast, let's do one better. Let's summer months, right? Let's do a pierogi eating contest.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and we've talked about it with you. I think that whatever you need in making this happen, we're definitely going to help you out with it. And
absolutely. Like I say again, maybe this year, maybe there'll only be like 10 spots or something, because you got to get as we're learning as adults, you got to get permits and all this stuff. You got to be responsible a little bit. So I'll look into it, but maybe, yeah, if we want to join in together, and even if we have a little something and we can grow, but what I'm thinking, is eventually to divisions, and definitely what I'm saying behind us here is this fireplace, and I got this fireplace specifically for a belt. The winner in the competitive eating will get a belt, and they'll get their picture on their wall, and they'll have a little trophy, and they will be that year's pierogi eating champ. And that's something I think it's fun, get the community going, and you can kind of start a tradition or whatnot. So like I say, such short time here being April, but we'll see what we can do. But definitely moving forth, Westerner days, people can look forward to getting in that pierogi eating contest. That's what I'm thinking.
I was going to say, Bryce, Walsh is sitting here going, we need divisions. How the hell can I go up against Moore, London, Emmett in a pierogi eating contest?
I thought it was like the cottage cheese division.
It'll be Walsh and Bren. Walsh and Bren will be in a division. My daughter,
I'll take
my 2.5-year-old.
please.
What's the most pierogies you've eaten in a sitting?
Maybe like 15 or so. No, I'm not. People would know I'm not a gigantic eater. I'm just eat all the time.
What
But 15 probably one sitting.
What would you predict the winner of a pierogi eating contest could eat? Let's just see. Let's say like 10 minutes.
If we started, like how many minutes are we going here? 5 minutes?
Wow, what do you think? 5 or 10 minutes?
Fucking 10 minutes. That's
It's a long time.
for depends, right? Like what chestnut in the hot dog eating contest. I mean, that's different. I mean, with this, because you could cap it. I don't know. Let's go 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
5 minutes. I would say.
I could do 50 pierogies.
You think you can do? Break that
50?
down. So that's 5 a minute.
Are you chewing or are you just
So
swallowing
every
the
12
whole?
seconds.
Yeah, it's 10 a minute.
I don't know.
Write that down. It's recorded.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Perfect.
Write it down.
Yeah. So what are you saying? At 5 minutes, you average how many a minute?
10.
10 a minute? Okay. So you're going 50.
I'll do 50.
And that's what I was saying. I say, I don't know. You go,
That's a lot.
Maybe we should do this tonight. You got a parking lot.
there you go. Wash her out.
Bryce, so obviously everyone's been paying attention to what's going on in the world with Russia invading Ukraine. Are you guys doing anything right now to raise money or to support the Ukrainian people?
Yeah, absolutely. We are. Again, you could say previous career was in emergency services. So, you understand, you get some calls where you have to stay there for longer than your shift, and it is what it is, and you'll see your family later. I mean, so to the extent in what's going on in Ukraine, that's just sad. I don't even know what to say about all that, but I understand and see the outpouring of the world. It's phenomenal. And so people are donating millions of dollars and things like that, or organizations, which is awesome. So I just kind of wanted to think where the little things could go, because I'm all about the little things in life. So I teamed up with a group out of Edmonton, Battle Rattle Tactical Supplies. It's owned by a retired Canadian Armed Forces veteran. And so we chit-chatted, and basically what's happening is they were taking donations, cash, and everything else. And basically what they're sending over there, they've already sent a plane to Poland, and the stuff's getting to where it needs to go. It's, boots. It's anything like medical supplies. It's keep your socks like dry, kind of stuff like that, and everything else for like first responders. So we're taking, we're still today, I guess we're in April here. We've done all of March, and we'll see, maybe we'll go a little bit longer here in April, but we're just raising money, and we're going to send that to Battle Rattle. And they'll send that, and we know that it will go to the right places, right to the front lines of the first responders in Ukraine, protecting what's left. Something like when the building catches on fire, someone's got to put that out. And so that's what they're doing. It's sad.
Yeah, no, that's awesome that you guys are doing that. So if anyone wants to donate, are you just accepting cash donations, or can they e-transfer funds at all, or?
Well, honestly, probably the easiest, which we've been having, is just people coming in, making cash donations. And if, with their meal or whatnot, if they specifically say, I would like to add this to the tip, that's good. And then that tip amount goes into the final amount. And then we'll be, of course, here at, sooner than later, we'll announce what we've raised, and we'll send it to where it needs to go. And like I say, again, everybody who's donated, I can't say enough as well about the support that we've seen from Red Deer in Central Alberta. So everybody around should be, patting themselves on the back. We've seen nothing but support, and that's awesome. It's a shitty time. A couple of my staff, they have immediate family, back home. But, they're, for the most part, they're not in a region that's getting attacked, but it's still surreal to FaceTime these, and, you're talking to them and seeing them in a bunker or something, or a bomb shelter, and, it's shitty, but they're staying strong. So, hopefully this is over soon.
Well, Bryce, that's absolutely amazing that you're doing that for the Ukraine. And secondly, just you, like you'd mentioned, taking a chance and starting this Hungarian Ukrainian cuisine little shop here in Red Deer. So kudos to you and your team on what you built here in 6 months. You mentioned a ton of community stuff, but thanks for having us today. Thanks for being a partner with us. Really looking forward to our pierogi eating contest.
I am too. I want to see Ryan Lund attempt it. and who knows what Western Days brings with that whole pierogi eating contest. But maybe before we sign off, where can everyone find you, your actual physical location, but also your website, social media and stuff? Absolutely. We are at 3110 90 Thorburn Avenue. We are on the east side of 30th Ave, just before the 67th Street, 30th Ave traffic circle. We're honestly right at the entrance of the Dairy Queen drive-through. There's the OK Tire. You know, we're on the east side of 30th Ave, man. People, they Google us and they're like, we can't find you. I'm sorry if Google's took you there, but honestly, that's where we're at. Yes, up here in Timberlands.
I think it's
Timberlands.
considered Timberlands.
Timberlands.
You're
North?
across the street from St. Joe's High School.
Absolutely, just south of the pickleball courts. So yeah, no.
We've
There you
given
go.
like
There
10 different landmarks. So if they can't find
If they can't find us, yeah, I'm thinking of all listeners here. So there you go.
And you got a website?
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, Morsey, I got off topic there.
Pickleball.
Yeah, fuck, hey. Anyways, yes, hunguke.com website. It explains a little bit about us. Sorry if it doesn't have everything. We're still slowly learning, getting it going as well. Instagram and Facebook, Hung Uke. And so that has our menus. I know some people are having trouble trying to find it. It's in our photos. I'm learning of this. What is that? Like the different formats and stuff? Yeah.
I'll teach you. I got 3 posts on Instagram.
Oh,
so
perfect, buddy.
I'll teach you.
So yeah, no, I'm learning. So if you see the posts are getting a little bit more professional-ish, we're learning and we're
Because he hired somebody.
I still have to come up with some stuff, but yes, absolutely. No, knowing what it is, because it's a full-time job doing that stuff. So no, it's so if everybody's waited patiently for somewhat of a professional or more information, it's starting to come down the lines. It's just that we were just starting out. So thanks for being patient. So yeah, everything, like I say, on our website, things are getting updated, as we are getting into the community. It says, I think, local craft beer, things like that. We're starting to, have some local craft beers in the store, things like that. So eventually it will get all updated. But yeah, hunguke.com. And that gives us kind of a little rundown of everything for people to start out anyways.
Well, thanks again, Bryce. And for those of you who don't know, we're going to stick around Hung Uke here for the rest of the episode. And Bryce has come up with a pretty unique game for us to fire up here at the end. So again, thanks, Bryce. Thanks for having us. Thanks for being a partner, and look forward to the future.
Absolutely. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming on in. Ted, I know you're in the corner there with Mitro, but cheers to you too.
All right. Well, huge thank you again, Bryce, for having us here for that interview. Pretty cool story. First time I've been just behind the camera for one of those interviews was kind of nice too. Took a little break. Gotta say though, Bryce, you are living my dream. I've always thought, man, I'd love to operate a food truck or something like that, but I am not good enough with my finances and I do not have the work ethic to do it. So pretty cool story, really. At least I'm very self-aware. That's the one thing I got going for me. But I just think it's really cool. And I love being here knowing, that this is just kind of a passion project. I shouldn't call it a project because running a restaurant is no joke. But pretty cool just to sit back and watch that one. And we talk about it all the time. Love these type of stories.
So Teddy, you heard Bryce though. He said, just take a chance, man. Like, what kind of food truck you going to open?
Probably a broke one, an unsuccessul one.
Probably like a Ukrainian one.
Yeah. Now that I'm in here and learned all the secrets,
Yeah.
and no, I don't know. It's just something, I think you guys know, I've got a bit of a passion for food and a pretty minor foodie. So I just love stuff like this. I know owning a restaurant's not for me, but I love seeing people live their dream like this. And again, really cool spot here.
So yeah, the main thing I took away from the interview with Bryce is just don't be afraid. Just jump in. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to ask questions. That was Bryce's big learning. Just really rely on the people that have done it before or that you really trust, and go for it. So for those of you that are kind of on the fence, Bryce is living proof that it can be done. And if Bryce can do it, anybody can do it.
I can't even turn off a goddamn TV.
Yeah. No, and I mean, we're getting spoiled here because we're recording, and Bryce is also cooking us some late night dinner right now. So I really appreciate it, Bryce. Sorry I was so rude earlier about the TV. And thanks, man.
I'm just really impressed with his skill of incorporating sexual innuendos into pretty much every aspect of his business. So I'll be coming back.
Yeah, you are really bad at sex puns, so you could learn a thing or two.
Yeah, his mascot. What was the guy's name?
Mitro.
That guy is awesome. Like, he looks so happy, and he's obviously eaten quite a few pierogies or kubis or
If
borscht.
you're packing a big kubi like he apparently is, you'd be smiling like that all the time too.
Yeah. So I hope one day.
That's why I always frown.
Yeah, I hope one day that Bryce will get a full size mascot of.
You sound like a volunteer job right there from you.
Well, not from me.
You would make a great Metro.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, as Dustin said too, Bryce is going to be coming back in a little bit, play a fun game with us. So for now, we've just got a whole bunch of random crap to talk about, which is something we never do on this show. So we're going to go into something we haven't done in a little while, shooting the breeze.
Bang, 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 bang. That's shooting the breeze.
Literally shot the wind.
Dustin didn't get that.
I missed the bang, bang, bang. I didn't know what you were doing.
Shooting the Breeze is brought to you by Beyond Insurance, winner of Travelers Canada 2021 Canadian Brokerage of the Year Award, now located in Capstone. Come visit Beyond in their new home at 205 5589 47th Street, or learn more at beyondinsurance.ca, and keep an eye out for their open house in June. Beyond Insurance, your best choice for insurance in Red Deer.
Suck it, Aaron. As we get into shooting the breeze,
Bang, bang.
yeah, lots to talk about. Obviously, fresh in my mind, I just want to thank everyone again from Mamas for Mamas Red Deer for having me out to MC their Gone Country night with Aaron Prysunka. It was an awesome night. They raised an incredible amount of money. It was a lot of fun. I know none of you three could make it. I think for the 4 to 5 minutes total talking I think I did pretty not bad. But, we got 6 new followers on Instagram that night. So I'm out there doing my part.
So at that rate, how many events would we have to host to get 1,000 new followers?
1,000 divided by 6.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, just a really fun night. It's always fun for us to be a part of things like that. And I joked about it, but Aaron Prysunka does want to do an interview with us. So come in, hang out with us, be on the podcast. So
The answer to your question is 166.66 repeating, Lund.
Okay, so that's how many events we got to host to.
let's round up to 167.
Okay.
So I don't want to just leave in the middle of one or 2/3 of the way through one.
Okay, so if you host an event every single week, that's like 3.5 years until we get 1,000 new followers. Pretty good. Pretty good rate of return.
Yeah. All right, we'll start doing that. But again, what the hell were we talking about? Thank you, Kara. Everyone at Mamas for Mamas was a great event. And you know what, Lund? I had to miss it on account of the COVID, but it sounds like the comedy night at Beau's also went pretty great.
Yeah, it was a packed house. So our Piper Creek Optimist Club partnered with the Hockey Alberta Foundation, and we raised a ton of money. Thanks to Todd Ness for headlining the event. He killed it. For those of you that remember, he was actually a guest of our podcast last year in episode 3, and he brought all new material. So it's the 3rd time I've seen him, and he gets better every single time. But yeah, great event. Beau's did a great job. And what was kind of cool is that Beer and Food Expo at the Western was on the same night. So after the show was over, I think everyone kind of piled in Beau's. So it was like shoulder to shoulder at Beau's after like 9 p.m. that night. So it was kind of like back to pre-COVID, which is kind of really, really cool.
So that was back-to-back weekends. I was 0 for 2 on those events, and my FOMO was kicking in big time because I heard they were 2 just bangers parties, which I was sad to miss. I think Mamas for Mamas, I raised over $30,000. I'm not sure if you guys have an updated number on your comedy night or not, but and kudos to our presenting sponsor, Beau's, for always hosting these huge community events and fundraisers. I know they give a shit ton back towards the groups with appetizers and beer specials and silent auction items too. So kudos to Brennan and his crew on all the work they do. And I look forward to getting back in. I think we're going to talk about an event coming up here in May, but look forward to get back in there and helping fundraise some money for the community.
Yeah, talk about it right now.
Let's do it. Courage Cup, baby, from May 7th. I was going to say March, but they have a ball hockey tournament running in correlation with the PCN Fun Run, which is really cool. It's going to be down in Capstone. They're going to have 2 rinks running. I'm not 100% sure if they're sold out for that corporate ball hockey tournament or not, but never hurts to reach out and ask. And then they're having their after party at Beau's, I believe starts at 5 with the O'Deer crew coming on at 6:30, I believe, to do some fun little interactive games with the crowd. And And then so they have some actual live music and actual entertainment coming on afterwards. So I'm sure that will be no fun at all, and really encourage you to get a ticket to that, all raising funds for the Central Alberta Child Advocacy Center, which is going to be getting a new home here soon at the college. So obviously a really important cause and a really important building that's going to be going up at the college. So hopefully see you all May 7th for some fun games on the stage and then some beer drinking afterwards.
Yeah, only $20 a ticket, and you get a drink, you get the appetizer buffet, you get a show. Like that's a pretty cheap night. It's basically a free show. And we're not even talking about us. Like we're just the opener, which I think is better. But I'm excited because I think our live show had some really good parts and some not so good parts. And now that we've done one before, we can take the good parts and condense it into a really great opening act. So even if you don't come and don't pay attention to us, whatever, it's for a great cause. So still come, get a ticket, and come and hang out that night. It's going to be a lot of fun. And another event coming up soon that we would like to see you at is Ryan Lund's golf tournament. The Ryan Lund Spectacular, I think we changed the name.
Yeah, I wish I could have a golf tournament named after me, but I haven't done anything special yet, so maybe one day.
Open your checkbook.
Zip it, Kevin.
We haven't heard from you about sponsorship yet.
Yeah, hey man, make sure your feet touch the ground. All right. So this is actually the first annual Piper Creek Optimist Club. Okay, sit back down, Kevin. Okay, let me start over because Kevin's throwing a little temper tantrum. This is the first annual Piper Creek Optimist Club Golf Classic, golf tournament, whatever you want to call it, at Alberta Springs on June 4th. We still have room for about 15 teams or so plenty of time to sign up. And $800 per team. All the money that gets raised stays within Central Alberta, supporting youth and youth groups. So we're looking to have a full tournament. It's going to be four man, 4 women scramble. You don't have to be good at golf. You can be good at golf, and you just have to come wanting to have a good time. So hit me up, hit Ted up, hit Dustin up, hit Kevin up if you want to sign up. And let's raise some money for a great cause and great community.
And now, Kevin, because we haven't picked on you enough already, but some people are wondering, and probably nobody because I don't think anyone cares enough, but your learn a new skill or pay the bill deadline came and passed, but life got busy for all of us. We all kind of forgot about it. We're giving you a bit of a redo, but you do have a cooking show coming up. Can you share anything about it, or are you going to keep it completely a surprise?
Yeah, so life did get busy. I had actually full intentions to do it this past Sunday, and just, stuff happens. But the script is written in my mind. It's just a beautiful show.
That's good. Yeah, that's great.
So, let's hope it all comes together. I'm still working on an assistant. They're driving a hard bargain. I got to up some weekly allowance, but I think we'll get there. So stay tuned.
Just push bedtime back by a half hour.
That's dangerous. I'd rather pay more money.
Looking forward to that. I don't want to spoil too much of it. And again, we do expect a little bit more pizzazz out of this because you did have some extra time, but.
Well, I just can't wait then to see what you're going to do with your nails.
Oh yeah. Well, you didn't take us on our carriage ride yet either. We forgot about a lot of shit.
The snow melted too quick.
All right, let's put a hard deadline on him right now, on Kevin, for this cooking show.
Okay, we need the video by Easter Sunday.
All right, deal.
Okay, and speaking of learn a new skill, because I got a little busy, the video of Dustin singing, yelling Circle of Life in Spanish at us. I honestly, Dustin, I think that might be the best piece of content we've put out, honestly. And maybe I've watched it 100 times. You went for it and you had a ton of fun doing it, and that's why, too, it's so much fun to watch. And I have to ask, did you practice, the movements and stuff too in front of the mirror? Because there's a couple times it was he knew to move there when the music did that. I
didn't practice at the very I obviously practiced the song 1,000 times. I didn't practice the moves. When you guys allowed me the earbuds and then allowed me my little piece of paper to kind of look back for a reference, it was like my confidence levels just went to 100 because going in, I didn't have everything memorized.
No,
You were mesmerized.
Yeah,
You had it memorized. Yeah.
And as soon as you guys gave me that, like, honestly, I just wanted to have fun with it after that. I did watch at the very start the music video in Spanish a couple times. So maybe just subliminally, I went back to that. But, you know, when you first posted or you first sent me the text, I don't know if I've laughed that hard in a long time when you hoisted Kevin up on the little piece of rock.
And that wasn't even special. That was real.
It was funny watching myself do that thing and scream because, you know, we didn't have, like, I had the earbuds in or whatever, but to actually see you hoist Kevin, I pissed my pants. I showed Ashley and we were all howling, and then I didn't realize it was posted on social media, and by the time I had went on, it had caught fire with the comments, and it gave me a lot of laughter, a lot of smiles, and, you know, I was really nervous to do that learn a new skill thing, but looking back now, it was comedy. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome, Dustin. Kevin, props to you for being so stiff when Ted raised you up. That must have been difficult.
Well, if he went like limp noodle, he would have been harder to lift up.
Yeah,
Ted makes me hard. But Morsey, I got to say, like, you did an incredible job when you were filming that live, and we couldn't hear anything, so you were just yelling in the green room. And we were all like, we couldn't stop laughing.
I think I had to go into the other room because I was afraid of laughing out loud.
But I bet you've never sounded better in your own head.
Oh, yeah. And because I couldn't hear myself either until my earbud fell out. You know what actually was one of the funniest parts of that whole thing was when I wasn't singing and I had Ryan's piece of his drum playing that flute. Looking back on that part now, I can't believe how good that looks on the video and how good it actually looks like I'm playing a flute when really it's just a piece of Ryan's drum and has no holes in it.
No, I just think, you know, we've done a lot of fun stuff like that. And, you know, I've gone up, did a shirtless magic show, had to do the recorder recital where I was terrified. Lund, I don't think anything phases you, so I don't think that the yoga one bothered you too much. But someone commented like something about just like your bravery, and I don't know. I just thought that was awesome because I don't know if even in front of just you guys and a camera, I don't think I could have done that. So good job, and I don't know. My vote right now for my favorite: learn a new skill or pay the bill.
Yeah, you passed that with flying colors. Great job.
I really like your recorder one too, but I mean, I'll take it.
That's where you learn your flute skills.
Yeah, exactly.
Kev, the bar has now been raised after Dustin's performance, so no pressure, but like I'm expecting like world quality cooking video out of you.
Well, this conversation's made it clear, like we definitely need a flute somewhere in the video. So I got to rewrite my script, I guess. But yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm excited.
Okay, me too.
All right, and that was Shooting the Breeze.
Bang, 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 bang.
And, just before we head into our customary bathroom break, which I'm sure Door Tender really, really appreciates us associating them with peeing every single time I bring them up. But nonetheless, our usual thank you to Door Tender for once again delivering. With the nice weather on the way too, they've added even more ready-to-drink cocktails to their roster. I'm enjoying from Grizzly Paw out in Canmore, their Mountain Mule, one of my favorite ready-to-drink cocktails that they have now. Their inventory really just keeps growing too, which is awesome because they're listening to customers, they're seeing what's out there, and they keep growing what they have in stock. So if you haven't used Door Tender yet, or haven't in a while even, head to doortender.ca, download the Door Tender app for free delivery in under an hour, or of course you can go pick up in store as well. Every order earns you mega reward points, not just reward points, but mega reward points, which you can use for gift cards towards your next order if you have enough. So get on it. And with that, we're going to go over to the meat cooler where we have Andrew sitting in front of tonight. Great video shot. Maybe a bit of an awkward spot for you right now. I know I wouldn't be safe sitting there. Bryce's food wouldn't be safe if I was sitting there. But last episode, we had the Andrew Russell Market Minute, or minutes, I guess. But either way, that means we're in for a treat this time around because it's time for Just the Tips with Andrew Russell.
I thought I would actually talk about some return on investment for basic home renovations. Something that I get asked frequently. What's worth doing before I sell? So I think the focus around this, I'll keep it towards selling the home versus just, what renovation should I do for myself? Because if you're doing it for yourself, it should be whatever. If you're going to sell, it's a little bit more strategic. There's a little bit more thought process around it. So the first piece of advice I would give everybody is that everything you see on HGTV and DIY Network in the US is completely false. You cannot re-landscape your yard for $1,500. You cannot completely reface your kitchen cabinets for like $3,000. None of that is legit. Labor in Alberta just does not work in comparison to the US pricing. So forget all of that. I've had lots of people ask me, so a lot of properties have the good old Hung Uke kitchen cabinets. That's a very common cabinet in Red Deer. The Hung Uke trend lasted for probably over 20 years in Alberta, believe it or not, where the country kitchen was the big thing in the late 80s, into the 90s, through the 90s, and into even the early 2000s. I still see properties built in 2006, 2007, 2008 that have the old school Hung Uke cabinets. It's probably the number one complaint that I see in terms of when people are buying a home. So I get people that ask me, should I replace these cabinets? Should I renovate my kitchen? Should I completely redo everything? And if you're going to sell, the answer is no, because you can easily spend $30,000 or $40,000 on a kitchen renovation. You're just not going to get that back. If you're doing it to sell, the simplest answer is actually to reface, repaint, or resurface those cabinets. Hand painting them yourself is not advisable. You can have them professionally lacquered. It's not overly disruptive. It's not insanely expensive. Most of them that I've seen is in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. It makes a massive difference because white kitchens are all the rage right now. You can really update the look of your home without spending a small fortune doing a complete kitchen renovation. The reality is most renovations you'll never get a 100% return on when it comes to completely replacing things. But that's something it's a simple, easy tip that a lot of homes have in Red Deer that will massively affect your resale just by some simple repainting.
We needed Andrew Russell market tips like 2 years ago. Fuck.
And hey, if you do have a Hung Uke kitchen, like, get with the freaking program, is what Andrew is saying. I do have a real question though. Would you say for people, like, if you're looking to sell your house, what do you see more of? People who are looking for like that turnkey, I don't want to renovate a kitchen, or people who do like see those kitchens that need to be renovated and they'd rather go in and do it themselves and pay less off the listing price, I guess? Like, people
pay more for like turnkey move-in ready homes. But the reality is if I tell you your home is worth $400,000 and you say, okay, well, I'm going to spend $40,000 renovating my kitchen, is your home now going to be worth $440,000? No, absolutely not. So yes, people pay more for turnkey move-in ready. And basically what's happened is it's so much harder to get financing, to get money from a bank now than it used to be, 15 years ago. People aren't so much into the renovation game anymore, especially now because we're dealing with supply chain shortages on everything. It takes 2 months to get cabinets. It takes a month to get countertops. Everything is really delayed and labor costs are up. So there's value for people in having a turnkey ready to go, especially trendy homes. I find trendy homes that are up to date with current modern standards will sell at fairly big premiums. But most people, there's just no money to be made in flipping houses unless you're willing to do the labor yourself and get paid for your labor. But if you have to contract a house and hire out everything, you will not make any money flipping a house right now.
Okay, good. I won't do it.
So you're saying if you don't like your kitchen, just move. Don't renovate it, move.
Maybe put some paint on it. Well, don't paint it yourself, but professionally get some paint put on it for a reasonable cost and then sell. And so, I mean, when you do that, you can spend $3,000 refacing your kitchen cabinets, replace your backsplash and your countertops for another, $5,000. And suddenly you've got a brand new looking kitchen that people will be happy to move into. So is it as good as a new kitchen? No, but your return on investment there is going to be much better.
Okay, I have one last question. Obviously, the inside of the house matters a lot. Does like siding color, fascia color, all that stuff, does that matter?
Are we talking about deck sizes again more?
We don't have enough time to go down that path.
Do you care what the outside of your house looks like?
No.
It's what's on the inside that counts, Dustin.
Curb appeal is definitely important, don't get me wrong, but
Bryce microwaving a burrito back there? What is going on?
He's warming up our Cuba sauce.
That's a good They do not microwave their shit. Sorry, Andrew, just the beeping threw me off, but go ahead.
So curb appeal is really important, but you'll never get money back for replacing things like your siding. Simple fixes can be things like, if you've got brick on the house, Although brick is coming back, some of the old school brick, you can pull that off and replace it with stone. Don't spend major money replacing siding unless your siding is like decrepit, completely rotten, and has to be replaced. In which case, there will be more return on investment in actually replacing it. Otherwise, if you have old stucco, paint it. If you can make minor changes, improve the landscaping, make the landscaping more appealing. If you've got curled up, rotten shingles, that stuff needs to be fixed. Fix that. Buyers don't want to buy your problems, so spending a little bit of money there, it does help for sure.
All right, those are good and a lot more. Mostly grown-up version of just the tips. I don't know, Andrew, without Aaron here, do you want to give yourself your own tagline? Or I think it would be really awkward if you did, so you should do it.
To read my own ad read?
Yeah.
That was just the tips with Andrew Russell Remax Energy.
This guy sucks.
Just the Tips was brought to you by Andrew Russell and Associates with Remax Real Estate Central Alberta, the official realtor of the Odier podcast. For more information on the team and the services they provide, visit andrewrussell.ca. And tell him Lundy sent ya.
And tell him, oh shit. I knew it. I knew that camera. And tell him Lundy sent ya.
All right, well, we did a little more than just the tips. We actually took a break and we all had a Kubi from Hung Uke, and I highly recommend that. That was awesome. So thank you, Bryce. Bryce coming back on in a little bit, but first, buckle up for a whole lot of debating as it's time to move into Deer Call.
Deer Call is brought to you by Cilantro and Chive in Lacombe and Red Deer. Stop in at either location to support the April Burger of the Month and support a great cause. The Step Up Student Equity Fund for Red Deer Public Schools at the Lacombe location and the Safe Harbor Society at the Red Deer location. Cilantro and Chive, your favorite new destination to meet with family and friends for food, drink, conversation, and fun.
And I guess if you're listening to this in a different month, there will be another Burger of the Month. You could go support a different cause.
And if you're listening in April, they do have the Epitaph April going on, which is really cool with a group of restaurants around town. So, and I think they have like a mini egg dessert for Easter, which is...
So for this Deer Call, I think we definitely set a record for responses between Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I think we had way over 100 people answer the question, what is the best sports movie of all time? So can't really be surprised there because there's a lot of good sports movie out there and everyone's a little different. Something hits different for different people. So I tried to get everyone's name who said something, said a response, but I got to a point, honestly, where if it was a duplicate, your name might not have made it on here, and I'm sorry, but thank you for your response anyways. And I will 100% encourage you to blame Lund for that one.
Okay.
I'd have to think the chance of winning a $25 Cilantro and Chive gift card just for answering doesn't hurt either. So thank you again to Cilantro for providing those, and congratulations to our winners for this episode, Julie and Ted. Not this Ted.
Right.
I suppose I could just keep one if I wanted to. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into it. Get ready for a pretty hot debate, the greatest sports movie of all time. So to start off, Randy, Michelle, Becca, Zardu, Lisa, Gemma, Bree, and Wade all said Rudy. The guy just wanted his jacket so bad.
Rudy.
This guy, it's a classic underdog story. I mean, I don't know how you can't like that movie.
I love it because he's short.
Speaking of underdog stories, Randy also said Cinderella Man, which I think is maybe one of the most underrated movies of all time with Russell Crowe. If you haven't seen it, I don't know, wasn't very popular, but actually was a pretty incredible movie.
And didn't he donate his jockstrap to the last Blockbuster video? I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, really? I wouldn't know that, but
yeah,
it sounds right.
It was like the last Blockbuster in existence got his jockstrap to like draw people into their store. But I'm 99% sure that's the case.
We'll look it up after. Randy and Chris said Moneyball, which, yeah, again, like that actually is one of my favorites, especially if you like math, which I don't, but...
Yeah, I like math, and Brad Pitt.
I'm more of a Jonah Hill fan in that one.
Not going to be any arguments out of this group, but Chris, Mark, Shane, and Amy all said Miracle, which, I mean, yeah, Americans, but still a good movie.
Mike Eruzione, baby.
Who do you play for? Mike Eruzione, 21 years old. I play for the United States.
Who needs the movie when you have Ryan Lund? That was so good.
Again. Lund, I mean it. Again.
Mike Eruzione, 21 years old. I play for the USA.
I can't wait to post that clip on Instagram of just your torso when you stand up. Nicole, Cassidy, and Michelle all said Mighty Ducks. And then Zach, Kara, and Vanessa said D2, the Mighty Ducks. No love for D3, though.
I just watched D2 on the weekend, actually, with my kids. It was Saturday morning, and they were all complaining about what to watch, so Dad got to pick. And I picked D2. In my opinion, the greatest Mighty Ducks film of all three. Although number 3 should have got some love as well, but just, yeah.
Is D2 the one where they rollerblade through the mall, or is that one? That's 2,
That's number 2.
Yeah, that one's my favorite too.
Yeah. I just can't believe they beat the hockey superpower of Trinidad and Tobago in that movie. Man, whoever made the Mighty Ducks movies has never watched 1 second of hockey. Like everyone just knocks each other over off the face-off, but it's still so good.
That's the.
I'm Charlie Conway, Duluth, Minnesota.
At least you'll still be in frame when you stood up there on the camera.
That's the movie where the knuckle puck was born, right?
Yeah.
What a play! What a play to win the game too.
What a start to that guy's Saturday Night Live career.
Oh, and have you seen the goalie from D2, D1, and D2?
Hey, he's on the road.
He's fine now.
doing
He's
well
good
again.
Yeah, he's doing much better now.
All right, so moving.
Goldberg.
All right, now moving on. Zach also said Major League, which is a good one. I don't think it's up there in even baseball movies for me, but I think for a lot of people, pretty popular.
To me, and I'm sure it's a movie later on, but to me, Major League is the Caddyshack of baseball movies. It's that type of comedy. I'm a big fan.
It literally is next. Megan, James, Frunchak, and Julie said Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Which to me, it's a pretty dumb movie. I don't think I've got the same fanfare for it as a lot of people, but still, it is very quotable, and Rodney Dangerfield is still the greatest ever at one-liners, so I appreciate that movie for that. Last time I saw a mouth that big, it had a hook in it.
Bill Murray is awesome in that movie too. What's he? Is he chasing a squirrel or a
little gopher?
Gopher. Okay, yeah.
Different type of golf movie, but I think this is one of my favorites. Zach, Sean, and Trevor said Tin Cup.
I mean, how many times are you on the golf course and you hit one in the water and you go, I'm going to fucking tin cup this.
And then you hit another one in the water.
Yeah, 11
or
more
put
times.
your change in your left pocket.
Yeah, that's so relatable to so many golfers.
Or you play an entire round with a 7-iron, which we talked about doing in the past, but never.
You talked about it. Here comes, I thought there'd actually be more answers for this one. Julie, Robert, Fergus, Jeff, Dustin from Bose, and James all said Slapshot.
Great movie, just bad ending. But everything else about it's awesome.
Did you ever see Slapshot 2?
No.
Oh, there's boobs in it.
There's boobs in Slapshot 1.
Yeah, but you've already seen Slapshot 1. It's new boobs, Andrew.
If you guys like those movies, you should check out the internet. You're going to be in for a treat.
So Megan said a movie starring Will Smith about Chris Rock, Concussion. Get it, Dustin?
Yeah, it's topical.
Yeah, very topical. Brad, only one who said Goon.
Somehow I talked to my wife, Kim, into watching Goon way back when, and it was a little gory at parts because they kind of showcase the fighting aspect of hockey, but deep down, actually, Goon is kind of just a love story. I really enjoyed it, and Kim really enjoyed it as well from a female perspective. So Goon 2 was still pretty good, but not so much.
That's a really good perspective on that movie, actually, and I'll tell you why later when I talk about my favorite movie. But you're right.
What's the love story? The goalie and his Percocets?
No, it's Sean William Scott and the girl.
No, it's Sean William Scott and his teammates because he would do anything for his team.
Holy fuck!
Sorry, I asked.
There's 2 love stories.
Yeah. All right.
How did that not get nominated?
Hey, Dustin, left side.
Strong side.
Tamara, Ashlyn, and Kelsey all said, "Remember the Titans."
Sunshine.
I think we were the perfect age for this movie because we were this is right around probably when you're graduating, 2003, 2004.
Yeah, I was still in junior high, so you wouldn't have quite graduated yet. You would have been maybe in high school. No, I was in grade 7, and I remember because we'd watched that movie as a school for some reason, and then every day as motivation, they'd play "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" over the intercom.
Oh, it's probably right around 2000.
That's a catchy song in that movie.
That is one of the best feel good movies ever, with honestly a good message behind it too.
Terry Berter, All-American.
Gary.
Terry.
Gary. Oh. Gary Brotier. Opie.
Terry. Fuck.
You know what? That bit was good though. You know what? Last time you tried to do a bit, you broke your hand. So that bit went better for you.
Release date on that movie was September 23rd, 2000.
2000, okay.
Doing a 180, Tracy said Space Jam, which actually is a terrible movie, but like it's so entertaining.
Has anyone seen the second one?
I watched a bit of it on the plane when we were coming home from Seattle, I think. I could not.
Oh, yeah. That's not, okay.
Banging soundtrack though.
Oh,
Space
yeah.
Jam 1.
Yeah. Miles, Tyler, and someone named Moo Moo on Twitter all said Dodgeball. So again, we're seeing very different types of sports movies. Some are uplifting and some are just pure entertainment.
Oh, no, that's on the Ocho.
That was uplifting.
Well, okay, sorry, like deep and uplifting.
Oh,
This one was just uplifting and funny.
you didn't feel his romantic relationship with the banker? That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Another love story, eh, Kev?
I absolutely love Dodgeball.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, I feel like every sports movie is a love story in disguise.
I don't know
I bet
about
you the
Space
next
Jam.
one you read off is a love story.
It's not, but it's a great movie. Maybe the most popular one out of everyone who answered. Heidi, Anne-Marie, Ryan, different Ryan, Terry, Shailene, not Terry Brotier, Ashley, Kaylin, and Rowan all said A League of Their Own.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if any of you have seen it, but actually is a really great movie and a true story too. But
Women's baseball, right?
yeah,
There's no crying in baseball.
yeah, that's the Tom Hanks famous line. But yeah, like Tom Hanks, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna's in it. Obviously, I think it's 80s movie now, but pretty good one. Jeremy, I've actually never seen this and heard great things. Jeremy said Kingpin. So that's what Woody Harrelson.
You've never seen Kingpin?
No.
For all the movies you watch, this is one that lives on hockky buses.
I wasn't good enough at hockey to be on a team that rides
fair
the
enough.
bus.
Fair enough.
Just your classic, was he Amish?
Yep.
Oh, your classic Amish bowling story.
All right, that's all we need to know. Okay, we're gonna really have to try not to spend too much time on this one. Angela, Josh, Jeff, James, Karen, and Rum Dad on Twitter. Some people, I don't know their first names. Happy Gilmore. We don't need to say here if you've listened to us before how much we love that movie.
That's another movie I hope they don't do a sequel to or a remake, because I think they can't top it.
I agree, but I also think that if they made a sequel, it would be like Happy on the senior tour. Like, think about how much shit he could cause on the senior tour.
Think about how much shit though Adam Sandler movies have been in the last 10 years. He doesn't have it anymore. Unless he does something like Uncut Gems. So, hey, we all like Happy Gilmore. Here's another great one. Clay, another Dustin, Chef Phil, who is not in any adult movies, and JLar on Twitter said Cool Runnings, which I even remember the first time I saw that when I was young, and it was still like Senka, one of the best characters of all time.
Well, on John Candy too. I mean, that guy's a hero.
Now, again, flipping, not so inspirational, but another great movie. Kristen said The Longest Yard, which is Adam Sandler. That was still a good Adam Sandler movie. I think that was right before he got terrible.
Well, is she talking about the Adam Sandler one or the original one?
So she said the Longest Yard, the newer one, and Graham said the original Longest Yard, which if you watch them, they are two very different type of movies and different type of humor. But I thought the Longest Yard, the remake, was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's pretty comical and a lot of big actors in it too.
A lot of wrestlers, which was fun. Chrissy and Sassy on Twitter said Talladega Nights.
There's a lot of great lessons in that movie too. If you ain't first, you're last. And then what's the line about the cougar? Like, if you got to drive with the fear. If you can't drive with a cougar in your car, don't drive. I don't know what the line is.
I think you nailed it. Travis, Paul, Liesel, and our best on Twitter said Hoosiers, which I don't know if any of you have seen that one. It's basically like Coach Carter, but 20 years before with Gene Hackman. That's probably the best way to describe it. Another underdog basketball.
Yeah, what were they? Indiana Hoosiers?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, just a college basketball movie.
Janice, Terry, Leanne, and Nicole all said The Blind Side, which I liked a lot, but I don't know if that's even top 10 for me, to be honest.
Was that one based on a true story? Yeah. So I think that made it that much better of a movie, to be honest.
Guys, come on. Sandra Bullock made it that good.
Well, no, Tim McGraw.
Sandra.
Yeah. Oh, Tim.
Michael Sam. That's his name, right?
No.
Michael Orr.
Michael Orr. So I heard after that came out, years after it came out, he was stuff came out where he wasn't happy about how he was portrayed in that movie, which, I mean, that's just Hollywood for you.
So he was in the NFL by the time it came out. He was playing for Baltimore.
Yeah, so I don't know what parts he was not happy about, but
no, really good movie. This is one I actually will say I hate. But hey, if you film it, they will watch. Mike, Richard, Gerald, Jerry Lynn, Hannah, and Becca. Can anyone guess from my hint?
I can.
Or did you read my paper?
No, I know this movie. Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
You guys don't know Field of
That was a
Dreams?
snooze fest,
How
man.
cool was that though? The recreation of the Field of Dreams in the MLB. That was nuts.
James said The Replacements, which again, I think one of the more underrated comedies, not even just sports movies. But to me, I don't think Keanu can do any wrong.
That was a good movie. It's just lighthearted. It's funny. Great movie.
Gene Hackman again, leading a ragtag bunch of nobodies to glory. Steven said The Waterboy. Again, just a good fun.
That was right in the middle of Adam Sandler's like heyday of just coming out with great movies.
That Vicky Valancourt day.
Oh,
But how often do you say, that ain't no guess, that's what it's going to be? I don't know if this is really a sports movie, but it's awesome. And I know Dustin loves this movie. Heavyweights is what Jay Smitty said. Yeah.
That's the one with Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah.
And the kids all hiding their candies.
And that's, I think
there.
Keenan Thompson's in that one too.
Yeah.
And Goldberg is in
Goldberg's in it. Yeah.
I wanted to go to that camp.
They still have a couple more Kubies. You can go. This is my childhood wrapped up here. Michelle, Gemma, and Bree all said The Sandlot.
That's probably one of my favorite movies overall, to be honest. But even sports movie, I mean, you can't beat it.
And Wendy Peppercorn.
What a great move that guy pulled at the swimming pool that day.
Yeah, I dare you to do that in 2022. You're killing me, Smalls. Man, there are a lot of good sports movies. My Lord. Ashlyn said Varsity Blues.
10. Fucking 10.
Puke and Rally.
They see the teacher's boobs in that one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I got a lot of movies to watch before I go on the internet. Andrea, I don't know if this is a joke or not, but Andrea said Air Bud, which is one of the most realistic sports movies I've ever seen.
Isn't there there's 20 different
There's
Airbuds?
a bunch of them, yeah, and they all get more ridiculous.
But that would be the original.
The original, yeah. And here, Joseph Gordon-Levitt in his heyday. Kayleen said Angels in the Outfield. Yeah. For described audio, Kevin is doing the wave
And
right
so
now.
is Bryce.
Right.
I believe.
That was such an awesome movie. And poor JP, just like he was kind of a pouty patty too sometimes, but he had a rough go, and it was nice to see at the end, worked out for everyone.
What a great ending, hey? That movie got you right in the feels.
That one, and same with no one said it, but the end of Like Mike too, like spoiler alert, but when he adopts both of them, him and the little nerd with glasses from Jerry Maguire, that's pretty uplifting. Here, this might be someone else's favorite here too. I can't believe only one person, Brittany, said Friday Night Lights. Now the movie.
Yeah, I like the show better, to be honest.
I think they're both so good. I don't know. I thought the movie it kind of opens your eyes a bit to not only high school football, but obviously in Texas and what a big deal it is there. And lastly, different Ted, but one of our winners, Ted, Cam, and Jason said, not my favorite, but what I do think is the best sports movie of all time is Bull Durham. And Andrew, I'm guessing you haven't seen that one by the puzzled look on
I haven't
face.
seen 3/4, probably more than 3/4 of these movies.
Well, stop hanging out in other people's houses and
I've worked
watch
too
some
much.
movies.
Too much work, not enough movie watching. I'll change that immediately.
Have any of you seen Bull Durham? Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon.
I think I've only just seen clips of it.
You put it on your list. It's like minor league baseball. And I don't know, especially you, Dustin, because you rode the bus for so many years playing junior hockey and that. Just all the interactions and stuff. It's just such a good encapsulation. It just captures what minor league baseball would be like. And it's witty. And I think I'm a hit and miss Kevin Costner guy. I think he does 2 bad movies for every one good one. But I highly suggest that one. So that's the list. And I cannot believe no one said my favorite movie. That when I had COVID, I watched all 74 of them, but nobody said Rocky.
I agree with everyone else.
You think, though, like one other person would be their favorite movie? Because like why Kevin liked Goon so much. Like Rocky it's a love story. And then he spoiler alert, but he loses at the end, which I think is like, for back in the 70s, like, it's always the comeback. He somehow wins at the end. And I think I'm not going to talk about how bad they got down the road and they got to Rocky 4 and 5. But I think if I'm going to be a movie snob for a second, Rocky is like almost like a perfect movie in the way they portray Sylvester Stallone as this kind of nobody trying to make it, not a smart guy, falls in love. I know I'm not going to convince you, but I'm a little upset.
Lundy, Kev, are you Rocky fans? I'm not a Rocky fan.
I've seen them. They're okay.
And then like the Apollo movie, the first one too, was pretty incredible. But
I think Rocky 4 is probably my favorite.
Yeah, see, that's
Ivan Drago.
Watch just the first Rocky and then Rocky 4, and you can't believe they're the same film franchise.
I will crush you.
Ivan Drago's back in Creed 2, but that's my favorite. I'll get off my soapbox.
What's your favorite, Walshy? Little Giants?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but that was really the one I was thinking of that hasn't been seen.
Dustin's been thinking about that joke
I know.
for like the last 10 minutes.
Because I'm little, and he's like, "Oh, he's not going to agree to this." But no, truly, that's the one I was just thinking of talking about. So a lot of good movies on the list. Honestly, I think Little Giants is probably one of the best ones that's not on the list.
Forgot about that.
I mean,
Icebox.
Yeah, like it's female empowerment. She drives a kick-ass go-kart in the movie.
Good at football.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, Ed O'Neill. Back in the heyday.
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis. I mean, it's just a great movie.
Is Dreamboat Devon Sawa in that one?
Yeah, he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
I have two that aren't on the list. And I mean, I didn't realize that there was this many good sports movies, like Walshy said, but Hardball.
Yeah.
G-Baby?
Oh, God, don't bring back those memories.
Man,
what movie makes you cry?
It was like, I don't even know if it's that good of a movie, but the amount of times I watched it and the amount of times I like got emotional watching it, I don't even want to talk about it.
It's a good movie. It is that good of a movie.
Is it that good?
Actually, I think it really is. Yeah.
There's one of my favorites. And then my other favorite, and this one is not a good movie, but I watch it a ton. Freddie Prinze, Summer Catch.
Yeah, that is a terrible movie, but I'm with you. Like
I watched it a lot when I was younger, which
Jessica
weird.
Biel in it though.
Yeah, she was my favorite for a long time.
I don't know which one's my favorite, but just some I watched growing up. The Big Green.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one's has been ages since I've seen that one.
Would you cover yourself in Cheetos and lay in a field and let the seagulls just come at you like they do in that movie?
Well, not till it gets warmer out, but yeah, I'd probably do it
right now. Just if the chance ever came about.
No, honestly speaking, no, I would not.
Okay. Thanks for your honesty.
Another movie I was thinking of is Rookie of the Year. You know when that kid gets his arm broken and then he can throw like 110 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Own that on DVD. I think I bought it as an adult.
Yeah. And then another one that's not really my sport, but like it's an MMA movie called Warrior. It's not like a comedy or anything. It's just like I thought it was just a really well acted, really good drama, and it's got a good story behind
Tom
it.
Hardy,
Tom
the
Hardy.
UFC one. Yeah, that is. And Joel Edgerton.
Yeah. And I think the soundtrack in that movie is pretty good too. Yeah. So yeah, those are my three. That
no other like fighting movies though. Like no one said Raging Bull. A little bit older one too there, but like Martin Scorsese's still probably his best movie ever. Andrew, what about you? For like the five sports movies you've maybe seen, apparently.
I had no idea that I was missing out on so much. Slapshot, I grew up a goalie, so like that scene in Slapshot with Denis Lemieux when they're it's the last penalty and he's like, no, never. It's just some dumb English pig with no brain at all.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good French accent.
What does he say? He goes, you go to the penalty box for 2 minutes and you feel shame.
And then you get out.
And you sit.
Then you get free.
And you feel shame. And then you get free.
When you mentioned another hockey movie, I thought you were going to say MVP, Most Malleable Primate.
Most Malleable Primate?
Most Valuable Primate.
I'll give you $2 if you can tell me what malleable means.
A monkey that's valuable.
I just got you there.
Okay, I can't. I'll give you $1 for that.
Oh, you know what other hockey movie I just thought of? Mystery Alaska.
Oh,
how did we miss that one?
Yeah.
Hey, I got one more. Not a hockey movie.
Is awesome. Yeah.
but wasn't said Taking Back Sunday. No.
No. Oh,
That's a band.
that's what you listened to when you had a bad day.
That's what I was listening to on the way here.
Any given Sunday. You know what?
Sunday.
Actually,
Yeah,
it might have been
that's true.
said, and it was just there's so many more that I didn't even put on because there's so many. Yeah, anyone who didn't say Rocky, unfortunately, you're wrong. But thank you, everyone, for all the answers, and hopefully we get that kind of engagement every time. Again, might not be able to take everyone's answers, but thank you again. That was Deer Call, and
that's all I got to say about that.
yeah, now we're just about done. Again, that was a bit longer Deer Call, but a fun one. Hopefully people have some movies on their list to either watch or rewatch. So we're going to go into round 2 of the Oh Deer Showdown. I believe Walsh has 3 points, Dustin has 2, and London and I have 1. So we're going to bring Bryce back and we're going to go into the Oh Deer Showdown.
The Oh Deer Showdown is brought to you by Alberta European Motorworks and Alberta Asian Motorworks. Family owned and operated in Red Deer for over 15 years. Offering full service for all makes and models. And mention you heard Mike on the Oh Deer podcast for 10% off your next service. Learn more at aemw.com and aamwrd.com and follow them on social media.
All right, so we've got Bryce back here, and you know what? London and I were very jealous when you guys got to play Meal or No Meal. So we're going to play it again, the Hung Uke edition of Meal or No Meal. So it's pretty easy. Bryce is going to name a Ukrainian or Hungarian dish, like both.
I think we're going to be doing just kind of Ukrainian today.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I know that way more than my Hungarian food. So
Yeah.
and then we're just going to say Meal or No Meal. We've got 10 of them there.
Somewhat,
And,
yeah.
and 10 and then some tiebreakers. So
Absolutely,
we'll go through the
there we
10
go, yeah.
And see if we don't have a clear-cut winner, then we'll go into the tiebreakers. And again, first place, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, 0 points. So Bryce, with that, take us into Ukrainian Meal or No Meal.
All right. First one, Naleshnike.
Gesundheit.
Meal.
All right. It's our cottage cheese filled crepes with dill.
Oh, it is a meal.
It is a meal that we serve.
1 point each for Walsh and Dustin.
All right. Second one, Pascha.
No meal.
Oh, sweet.
It's basically Easter bread, gentlemen.
Oh, really?
We all stood there looking at it, and you told us that in the cooler.
Yeah, you told me that was baka.
Babka, yeah.
Babka.
But
Shut up,
Pascha.
Dustin. That's probably another question.
No, we're good.
Okay. So
But
no points there.
No,
Everyone was wrong.
All right.
Shows how much we listened to what
I
you
thought he
told
was
us.
trying to trick us.
Yeah.
so
like
did I.
it was pasta, but
That's what London's going.
All right.
Sounds super.
Here comes number 3, Tehol.
tadpole, like a fish.
That's a frog.
Yeah. Different area.
It's a baby frog.
No meal.
It means shut up in Ukrainian.
So Dustin's taking the lead. 2-1-1-1.
All right. Here's number 4, Kucha.
Meal.
It's wheat.
So is that a meal?
It's a meal. It's food here. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge lead.
All right.
Goodness.
3,
I
2,
won.
1, 1. Oh boy.
Here we have one on the basically a free space on the bingo card here. Baba.
No meal.
That's grandmother in Ukrainian.
How do you not know Baba?
I thought it was like a. Well, shit.
Yeah. So we got what? 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, here number 6, Pampushke.
Meal.
Meal.
Lundy, you're doing so good over there. That's like it's a prune bun or like a poppy seed bun. So it is what we serve here.
He thought he was serious.
Oh.
Good job, little buddy.
Oh. So 5, 4, 3, 1. Okay.
It's rough.
Okay, number 7 here. We got Cossack.
No meal.
It's basically, it means like brave man. So that's what kind of what Mitro, he looks kind of like a Cossack, right?
Yeah, he does.
Anyone would look that brave with that much kubasa on their pants.
Did you get that one?
I got that one. Yeah.
So 6, 4, 4, 2.
All right, we got number 8 here. Vareniki.
No meal.
That would be pierogi in Ukrainian, gentlemen.
It's literally the first thing on the menu here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Shit.
should have looked at that.
Oh, wow.
I thought pierogi was pierogi.
6, 5, 5, 2. I mean, just
no.
play for good sportsmanship now, Lundy. But
All right, number 9 here, we have holupchi.
No meal.
That would be cabbage rolls.
Oh, no.
so 6, 5, 6, 3. Question 10, Dusty.
All right.
It's the last one.
I got 13 total if we need, but here's number 10.
Well, this is the last one unless...
All right,
Dustin,
number
there's a
10
time.
here. Duja dobra.
No meal.
Neil.
It means very good in Ukrainian.
Yeah, Tysy's Teddy.
All right, so Walsh takes third, Lund takes fourth. We're going into tiebreaker. We want to just go sudden death, Dusty?
Yep.
Tak maya buta.
No meal.
It is no meal.
Yeah, baby.
It means it is what it is.
Hey, well, tak mabuti.
Tak
I
maya
finished second.
buta. Tak maya buta.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
All right.
All right, well, Dustin.
It's two meal or no meal wins in a row.
Yeah, that's not surprising one bit. But thank you, Bryce, for doing that. Again, that's a fun one. We learned some stuff. We learned how much we don't listen because you said almost all of those. It was up on the menu.
Yeah,
Most of the time
it was
we
a
were
good
here.
experiment for me too. Yeah.
I was waiting for goulash. I was going to know that one.
Yeah. So, Dustin, you got a total of 5 points, right? Walsh is at 4. I would be at 3, and Lund is still at 1. So that was round 2 of the Oh Dear Showdown.
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah, Len, you nailed that.
I'm not fluent in Ukrainian.
You will be now.
So does Baba mean grandma?
That's correct, sir. And Guido is grandfather.
So, Bryce, thank you again. As we wrap up, we'll let you get back to. I'm sure that you're not usually working at 11 o'clock on a Monday night, but thanks a lot for having us here. For doing the full episode here. It actually was a lot of fun to be here. A cool experience. It's not every episode you get to have a Kubi right in the middle, so that was fun too. So, with that, guys, kind of throw to your last thoughts.
Yeah, huge thanks to Bryce and his new venture here with Hung Uke. Got to do a little bit of sucking up because I think this episode's going to be coming out right around my wife's birthday. So happy birthday to Ash and happy birthday to Kevin's little girl, who's the day after Ash or the day before. Can't remember.
Why don't you let him say happy birthday to his kids
Because I just
first?
sucked up to him.
I hope my kids aren't listening to this.
No one is.
No, looking forward to bringing home some pierogies and that.
Hey, you
Kubis-
had your time.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, Ryan. No, great episode, guys. Lots of fun. Great food. Great place you got here, Bryce. So looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, awesome job, Bryce. For those of you who have not tried a Ukrainian poutine, it is to die for. Probably best poutine I've had in a long while. So that'd be my recommendation if you're gonna come check out Hung Uke. And hopefully we can help you out with that pierogi eating contest in a few months.
Absolutely. That'd be amazing.
All right. So with that, one last thank you to Bryce Prysunka and our episode sponsor, Hung Uke. Come check it out up in Timberlands. You'll maybe see me in Lund here. We're right by here too. Great place. So thank you again. Thank you as always to our presenting sponsor, Bo's Bar and Stage. And the usual stuff. If you're not already, follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. You can see great stuff like Dustin screaming the Lion King theme song at you in a different language. And leave a good review. Or, leave a review. Even if you don't like it, we want to hear from you. We don't want to just say leave a good one because we're not the boss of you. So with that, again, thank you for tuning in for another episode. It was a great one. Thank you, guys. So on behalf of Andrew Russell, Dustin Moore, Kevin Walsh, Ryan Lund, I'm Ted Emmett, and we'll see you next time. That wasn't a very witty ending.
Good enough for me.